Hello everyone. This introduction will give you a short overview on the topic called Political Myths and National Heroes in the Process of State Building and Nation Building. Before we dive in, let's start with the basics. The most fundamental question is probably what is nation building and what is state building? Nah, come on, not empire state building, just state building. The first step is to see what the concepts of these terms are. State building. State building is the process of creating a state that has institutes that are functional. So state building is important for newly founded states, but also for recreating failed states and bringing them back to life. For this topic, it is more important to talk about nation building, while state building focuses more on the actual institutes and law, etc. Nation building deals with the question of what is important to form a nation. In political theories, nation building is often described as a form of creating a nation out of different groups with different cultural backgrounds. Let's take Germany for instance. Before there was a common language of German, Standard German, people would have struggled to communicate with each other. Even their cultures were different, comparing their regions. Long story short, they did not really have a lot of commonalities, but there was a spirit, the idea of building a nation. But all of that would be too historical for now. In this short video, I just want to argue that national heroes are important to create a nation, or rather prove my statement with one example where that was the case. So let's just start with Alexander the Great. I'm sure that most of you have heard about the ongoing conflict between Northern Macedonia and Greece. As you know, there was an argument about the name of formerly known Macedonia, which they had to change to Northern Macedonia, so that Greece would not feel deprived about their cultural heritage, and Northern Macedonia, on the other side, could still hope to be allowed to enter the European Union one day. But why does this matter? To answer this question, we have to find out where the conflicted term Macedonia comes from. To do that, we have to go back to the 4th century BC to meet someone called Alexander the Great. Alexander originally comes from the region of what was back then called Macedonia, but is now part of the Greek territory. Inhabitants of both countries, North Macedonia and Greece, claim to be the descendants, at least culturally, of this man and his achievements. Achievements. His achievements were to conquer an immense part of the world, which you can see here. Now we have to jump 2000 years ahead to understand why that is still important. In the 20s of the 19th century, there was the Greek War of Independence against the Ottoman Empire, which ended in Greece's independence. Back then, Philhellenism was very important. Philhellenism is the idea of supporting ancient values and their achievements, especially in this case, those of ancient Greece. Most of you will probably know this from the Age of Enlightenment, but this can also be instrumentalized politically, and that's what they did. In the new Republic of Greece, Philhellenism played a huge role in creating a new state. Yes, true, in the process of state building. So, because Alexander the Great plays a huge role in ancient Greek history, he's automatically part of the state's cultural heritage. On the other hand, as you can see here, in Skopje, North Macedonia's capital, Alexander is also very important. And that is due to almost the exact reason as it was the case in Greece. But that would be too much for now. So I hope that you now understand why heroes are not only important for exciting stories, but also for creating a community and in the modern world for creating nations. Now, are there any other heroes that you know were important for the process of nation building? Or was that just one lucky example of where that was the case, but normally does not really matter? I'm really happy to discuss that with you on Wednesday.